All right. To get us started here this hour, we have Coach Ola Adams, former assistant defensive backs coach for the Denver Broncos, presenting Organized Chaos, third down defense. Coach, thank you again for supporting Lawrence First and Goal. The room is all yours.
Thank you. Appreciate the introduction, my man. But yeah, biggest thing I first want to do is just kind of share my screen, and then we'll kind of get this bad boy going. All right. Let me slideshow. All right. Biggest thing I want to do is again just thank John, for putting this on every year. It's always a pleasure coming on here and talking football. Uh, can never get enough of that. So again, just thank you, John. I appreciate you. And anybody, who's attending, man, really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day, to listen to my presentation. It's kind of interesting, how it goes sometimes, when you transition jobs in the off season, sometimes you don't get the clinic, things that occurred or things that worked for you and that helped you be successful. So, I definitely wanted to take, an opportunity to kind of go backwards to 2021 and what made us successful when I was at Villanova. And a lot of these things, I was able to contribute when I went to the Denver Broncos, when I was able to have input and to give philosophy and opinions on things. I really carried the same things that we used at Villanova over to the NFL. So, football's football. And I'll go ahead and get into the talk, man, and get you guys going. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, really this thing is about situations. And the focus is going to be on third down. And in our mind, what organized chaos means, we know what the hell we're doing. We're going to be very organized and strategic on how we're going to attack defenses. But at the end of the day, our goal is to cause chaos. All right. So, we want to cause chaos for the quarterback, chaos for the offensive line. We want to disrupt timing with wide receivers. So again, we're going to be very organized and detailed in how we do that. But we're going to cause a whole lot of chaos as we're doing it. All right. First thing, just go ahead and write down a screenshot. It's my contact information. It's my email there and my cell phone. Feel free to reach out to me for this talk, and I'll do whatever I can to help. All right. Here's the slide on how we finished the regular season in 2021 at Villanova.
Hey, Coach, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. We see your catapult screen right now. We don't see the presentation.
Okay. Let me. Are you able to see? Are you able to see the PowerPoint?
No, we see your right now. We see your game plans folder on Catapult.
Ooh, all right. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me just close this out. All right, let me try this again. Can you see this now?
There we go.
All right, cool. Start this bad boy over, all right? So again, just explain organized chaos to you. Here's my contact information if you need it. My email is oadams20@yahoo.com, and obviously my cell phone number is there. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Here's a slide on how we finished our 2021 season at Villanova. I was fortunate to be the defensive coordinator there for a number of years. And I feel like we were able to build and sustain a really strong defense. And, one thing, that we wanted to do in 2021 is we wanted to be the best defense in the country. So everything we did that off season was to tailor our game plans and our schematics, to be, situationally perfect. And we wanted to have a reason for everything that we were doing. All right. So again, this is how we finished the regular season. Just wanted to show you how much success we were able to have and the information that comes behind that. Couple quick notes before I get started. All right. But, one thing that stood out for what we did, all right, philosophy wise, our philosophy, all right, in general is to put the best players that we have on the field to do what they do best. Again, I'll say that again. We want to put the best players on the field to do what they do best. So to me, everybody, the same guys that are playing on first and second down aren't always going to be playing on third down. It's the same guys that are going to be playing man-to-man coverage. You might want to switch out some guys and play some zone coverage with guys that are better than that. You might have better pass rushers than run defenders. Any way, that you could play more players, you're going to get more buy-in from the totality of your operation. So that's something that we took pride in at Villanova. We averaged playing 24 players a game. And you could kind of see as it tears down through the different games. I mean, we even got up to 30 a game. So we were able to involve and include a lot of people and get them to do what they did best. One thing that was huge for us that off season was studying RPOs. So I'm going to jump around, just hit quick points on situations before I get to third down and what we need to be looking for there. But RPOs on first and second down, we wanted to make a huge improvement in that. And you can see these numbers that we were able to put together. And the biggest thing that I want you to see, all right, is the difference between 2019 and 21. 21, we fought to keep it too high shell, all right? And for us, that helped get the RPO percentage way down as far as completions went. We weren't as predictable as far as where the ball was going. We were able to make more plays on the football, and we drastically cut down the yards per play, all right? So if you have any questions about, in detail how we cut down that RPO number, just make sure you email me, call me, whatever, I'll make sure to give you information on that. But again, if we're going to talk third down, we have to talk about how to get there. And you have to be good on first down, got to be good on second down to get there. Another thing, it's not giving up big plays. So how we define big plays was runs over 15 yards and passes over 20 yards. We only gave up 12 runs, all right, over 15 yards. So in that instance, we're doing a good job making the offense one-dimensional. And that's really another philosophy point that we had. Another thing that we tracked was passes over 25 yards, all right? There were 32 attempts, all right, over 25 yards. We only allowed 4 completions, all right? And we got 4 interceptions. So at the end of the day, what are you doing to defend the deep part of the field and make teams work their way down the field? Because again, if we want to be in a lot of third downs, you have to make people work their way down the field. You can't let them get chunks, all right, and get chunks on first and second down. That's no good. Another, quick stat here. This is to illustrate great red zone defense, all right? In 2021, we went 225 straight pass attempts without a passing touchdown, all right? So we went from our 4th game at Penn State. I think they scored in, the 3rd quarter? And then we didn't give up a passing touchdown until the playoffs, all right? Until the playoffs. So that's our 12th game. So how did we do that? We did that by playing great red zone defense. Again, my deal, is to stop these guys from scoring touchdowns, all right? If they're going to get in the red zone, make these guys kick field goals. That's how you're going to be successful. Play calling, all right? My play calling philosophy is real simple. All right. I believe in a roulette play calling philosophy. That's something that we came up with a long time ago. I'm talking 2011, my first opportunity to call defense. But the whole premise, all right, is to put a bullet in the chamber and shoot, right? If you put a bullet in a revolver, right, and you're playing, let's say, Russian roulette, you don't know, what, if you're pulling the trigger, you don't know when that gun's actually going to go off. So in a football sense, I want to make everything look the same, all right? But I want to have multiple different calls, all right? We're going to mix up our coverage. We're not going to let the offense get comfortable. That's the biggest thing. So we have different packages, coverages, alignments, and different movements that we're going to use, all right, to continue to neutralize and keep the offenses off balance. Because again, my philosophy, I really don't think one play can stop everything. So it's a mixture of the plays, all right, that is going to get you your success. And then we have answers, all right, for different things. All right, so getting into third down, all right, and really it's just situational football in general, but the first thing we teach our guys is pass protection, all right? So a quick PowerPoint I put together was called Pass Protection for Dummies. And the goal was to educate our guys on pass protection. What looks and presentations are we going to give? And how is that going to dictate? And what is the protection going to be from the offense? If you're educated on this, then you can be more effective in your pass rush or your blitzing, right? Because you know exactly who's going to block you. Therefore, you can win your one-on-one. If you don't know where your one-on-one's coming from, how are you going to win it, right? All right. So this whole premise, pass protection for dummies, is really the first thing we do before we talk about anything else. Because if we don't understand protection, then we're not maximizing our effectiveness as a defense. All right. So the first thing, that we want to illustrate, to the guys is let me minimize this. All right. The first thing we want to illustrate to the guys is really, a simple way to identify pass protection. All right. So what we've done, all right, is essentially, made a zone side and a man side, all right, and figured out the easiest way, all right, to explain it to the players. I used to use a numbering system. Our players never understood a numbering system. Our coaches did, and it was good for our breakdown. But for simplicity, all right, how can you get this information to the players to where they understand, right? So in box one, you see, we call, 4-and-1, all right, a slide protection, all right? So you got 4 guys sliding to the left there. You got the man side on the back side, all right? And I'll get into how we're going to attack this thing, but we love attacking the man side, all right? So wherever that running back's going is usually where we want to attack. Box 2, you got a full slide, all right? A full slide for us is 5 offensive linemen working together and the running back blocking the edge. And again, we're going to count him as the man side as well. I'm going to skip number 3 and I'm going to come back to it. Let's go to number 4, all right? Number 4, you got a split protection, all right? So now that's 3 and 2, right? So now we got 3 people going to the left on the zone side, and then we got the right side being the man side in box 4, all right? So we want to attack that right side in box 4. Box 5, we consider the max protection. So you're keeping the tight end in, and we're sliding, all right, 6-man slide, and having the running back come and pick up, either edge. It really doesn't matter, but they're going to use 7+ men in total in that protection. Box 3 is bob protection, all right? So that's just 5-on-5 protection. We love that protection. That's a protection we love to dictate and force offenses into. So I'll show you what we do to do that. Box 6 is burn protection. So really anytime there's a puller, in a protection, sometimes they're showing power read and things of that nature. That's burn protection for us, all right? Give you a crash course on pass protection, all right? For when I coach running backs, when I coached wide receivers back in the day in my career, these are simple things that we told the offensive line. Hey, offensive line, whoever's on the line of scrimmage, all right, you're going to block those guys before you worry about guys on the second level. All right. So preferably the defensive lineman is who we're talking about. And I'll show you other pictures where it could potentially be linebackers as well. The identification that they're going to make is either 3 down, 4 down, or 5 down. The 4 down defense comes with 6 down as well if you mug up, 2 linebackers in the A gap, or it can go to 5 up if you just mug up 1 linebacker. All right. The weakest part of the protection, remember, is going to be that man side. And then the biggest thing is we're trying to learn how to rush and work our one-on-one. All right. So 3 down identification. All right. You see the number 1, 2, 3. All right. Those are the 3 linemen. All right. In our defense. All right. The B, the M, and the O are linebackers. The money sign is our nickel. All right. But in this presentation, if they release the tight end, they're going to have 6 people to pick up our 7. All right. And that's our mentality there. They're going to block the 3 down linemen for sure. All right. With the offensive line. Sometimes they'll include that back. All right. So just to kind of give you a picture on a slide protection, DK before the slide just means the running back's blocking the opposite side. All right. But what they're going to do in a slide protection is try to go 4 for 4. All right. And pick up the most dangerous guys. All right. So in this picture, they're going to leave that anchor man-to-man on the back side. And the weakness of their protection will be where the outlaw and the nickel are coming from that left side. So that running back has a dual read on those two players. All right. So that's where we want to attack. And if I flip it, this is how it would look. All right. But if the B is a linebacker, we expect this type of look. All right. They also, if they catch that nickel about the blitz, they can change the protection and slide it this way and go dual read on the backside. All right. Another identification that we got for 3 down was Bob protection. So what they did, if it was a 2x2 set, our linebacker, our bandit, and our nickel, they're kind of out in space a little bit. So offenses like to just say, okay, we're going to go 5-5 on the interior, and we're going to let the running back dual read the linebacker and the nickel. All right. So in that instance, if they want to do that, you want to bring the backer in the nickel. You want to have something in your defense to be able to attack that. All right. 4 down identification. All right. So, in this defense that we call, this is our even package. All right. You got 2 3s, 2 9s. And that package, we're expecting the 4 linemen, again, to get picked up. So in our defense, we could have 4 linemen be the outlaw, the anchor, the nose, the end. Or in another package, we'll have 2 interior D linemen and 2 outside backers, all right, as the 4 down. But either way, we're expecting those 4 guys to be the first 4 identified, all right? So I'll go ahead and cover that, all right, as I go to the next slide. The 2 linebackers off the ball are going to be the next 2 identified. In this look, we're going to show a 1-high presentation. So that Jack there, he's going to take the tight end vertical, so he's not in the count. So what we're expecting anytime that we have 2 3s and 2 9s is we're expecting a split protection, all right? In that instance, all right, they're going to have a zone side to the left in this picture. They're going to be man on the guard and tackle, all right, to the right. So how it ends up playing out in this picture, all right, we want to make sure that we're attacking, all right, that man side, all right? Show you another picture to just flip it. All right, again, this is pretty easy, pretty simple, but this is how we educate our guys so that they know why we're doing what we're doing, all right? 6 down protection. If we want to mug up the 2 linebackers, all right, it's really not going to change the identification of the protection, but it's going to get the bandit and the maverick closer, all right, to their blitzers in this picture, all right? So that's your slide. It could go either way, right? And another look that we started seeing when we would mug up the 2 backers, if they didn't want us to get interior penetration, what they did is they went max the protection and they put the running back on the defensive end. If they're going to do that, then we love that matchup with the defensive end and the running back, all right? So it's really pick your poison at the end of the day. A quick tidbit here, all right? Here's another 4 down deal. If I bump the nose into a 2-eye, we're expecting the center to now automatically work his way, all right? So in that instance, we're now manipulating the protection, all right? And we're gonna come from this left side, let's say with the nickel and that maverick in this picture, all right? 5 down protection's pretty simple, right? You got the bear look, 2 3s, 0, 2 9s. We're expecting 5 down identification there. And the running back is gonna have the linebacker that's off the ball in this picture, right? So we want to work all the one-on-ones at the line of scrimmage. If we want to keep the running back in, we know we could just send them the maverick in this picture, all right? So again, this is the education. If they want to full slide this, then they're going to block an outside backer potentially, all right, with the running back. We like that matchup. So again, it's about educating the guys on what's occurring, all right? So we're going to get now into situations and really talk in particular about 3rd down, all right? But the biggest thing that we tell the guys is it's not what you know, it's what you can execute in the moments that matter most. Here's how we break up, our situations, all right? We teach them efficiency. We talk about field zone. We talk about the chance to score chart, because for us, our goal is to stop, for the offense to start their drive within our own 20-yard line, because if we do that, it's a 1 in 30 chance of them actually scoring, all right? So as they get closer down the field, let's say as they cross into the red zone, that's a 2 out of 3 chance to score, right? So it's very likely they're going to get some sort of point. So we always want to show that chance to score about field position just to understand how important it is to start the drive inside the 20-yard line. Situationally, we talk about first and second down. All right. We talk about third down. We break third down in the many places. All right. 3rd and 1 to 2, 4 to 6, 7 to 10, and 3rd and 11 plus. You can see there's no 3rd and 3 because we either leave that on its own or we bump it up to 3rd and 1 to 3, or we'll go 3rd and 3 to 6 based on the team that we're playing and what fits best with our game plan. We also talk about red zone. So first and second down, third down, and red zone are our big three. And then we move to the rest of these guys. Goal line, short yardage, backed up, 4 minute, 2 minute, no huddle. All right, protecting the lead overtime. We have sheets and information for every single situation that we're going to face. All right. Here's how we measure efficiency by down and distance. So our goal, again, if we're trying to get the third down, you got to get there first. All right. So our goal is to be great on first down. Because if we can hold our opponent to 3 yards or less, that's putting us in a great situation and right on track to be in a great third down situation. All right. On second down, our goal is to hold the offense to half of the distance to gain. So if it's 3rd and 7, we want to hold them to 6. If it's 3rd and 7. If it's 2nd and 7, we want to hold them to 3 yards. So now it's 3rd and 4, right? We don't want to put them in an advantageous position on third down. 3rd and 4th down, we're just trying to get off the field. All right. So how you measure each play call that you have is the number of wins that you have according to this chart, divided by the number of plays, all right, divided by the number of times you ran it, all right, and what's the efficiency. So if I ran a play 10 times and we won 4 times, that's a 40% efficiency. We're looking for much higher efficiency in every call that we have. All right, here we go with third down, all right. Here are some things that we talk about with third down. All right. Number one, we gotta communicate and we gotta have confidence. All right. How are we gonna have confidence? We're gonna have confidence because we're educated on the situation. We know what we're about to present, and we know where our one-on-ones are coming from and how to attack those. All right. So the number one thing, to do is just, hey, what to be aware of, right? Why are they playing how they play? Why are they playing how they play? Is it versus different teams? Are they up in score? Are they down in score? What is the context, right? Is it a gotta have it situation? Or is it just any regular old third down situation? Do you know who you're playing against? Have you studied that offensive coordinator? What's his history in the past? What protection does he like to do versus certain things? These are all, little things that you want to be aware of. Do you know who you're playing against? All right. So a key stat that we always try to tell the players is, an offense with a higher third down percentage than the defense wins 64% of the games. So we never want to allow, the offense to beat us in third down percentage overall. Because if they do, there's a chance, all right, that they have an advantage on winning the game. 21 at Villanova, we never allowed the offense, not one game, to go over 50% on third down. All right. So it gave us a chance to win. On third down, down and distance, as the probability increases, the chance of them converting decreases. So if it's 3rd and 15, very unlikely they're going to convert. But 3rd and 2 is a lot easier. 3rd and 1, very easy for them to convert. 3rd and 5, easier for them to convert than 3rd and 9. All right. So you want to get them in the worst down and distance situations you can get them in. In our instance, who and what do we want to attack? The biggest thing that we try to focus on is the players, and not our plays, but the players first. Who do they have? Is there somebody we need to double? Is the quarterback a runner? Because I truly believe like every package, before you start out your season, you have to have a way to double the team's best receiver. We have many different ways to do it, whether we're 2 high, whether we're 1 high. All right, you got to have a way to double a wide receiver. And he can't always be at the number 1 position. What if they move him into the slot? Do you have answers? These are the things that you got to be thinking about as far as how you're going to stop the offense's best players. You might have a bad matchup when it comes to the running back. That's something else you want to think about. Is your linebacker able to match up with a free release and running back? So these are all things that we take into consideration. Also, when you talk about players, offensive line is something it's one of the first things we evaluate. Do they have any guys that we could pick on the offensive line? Because if they do, in every package that we have a way of putting our best player right on top, of their worst player, giving him a two-way go. All right. Our goal really is to force and dictate the protection. All right. So we want to paint a picture and we want to create a presentation, all right, that gives us an advantage. So I'll show you a few things that we do once we get to the film. Make sure I'm at time-wise. All right. Pass rush mismatch, already talked about that. And no layups. We don't want any easy first downs. We want to get a body on a body. So here's a further explanation of that, all right? If it's the biggest lesson that I've had to learn as a defensive coordinator was that you have to make sure that you're calling the right coverages in the right windows, not just calling things that you think are going to work, not just calling things because you think they're the best blitz. Are they going to have time to hit home, all right? And are you providing support in situations which you need? So let's say we're talking 3rd and 4 to 6, right? You're going to see a lot of bunch and stacks, which we'll get to here in a minute. You're going to see a lot of bunch and stacks. So you want, not just to always just be 2-on-2 against those guys. You want to be able to go 3-on-2 against that situation. So I might structure my coverage in a way to provide some help there, right? We're going to see some mesh on 3rd and 4 to 6, right? So I might switch up and play some zone there, right? Or play some man with somebody in the low hole, those sorts of things. So, always make sure that, everything that you're doing, and then like from a coverage standpoint, don't be playing a soft coverage to where they can complete. If it's 3rd and 5, you shouldn't be playing off coverage to where they can complete a hitch route, right? We're gonna challenge you. We're gonna press you. We're gonna take that away and force you to throw the ball past the sticks. All right. Fingerprints of an offense. What do you need to stop? All right. First thing you got to do is figure out how they break up their down and distance. So that's why I really mentioned that 3rd and 3 deal, because that could go either way. Go 3rd and 1 to 3, or it can go 3rd and 3 to 6. Sometimes it's just 50-50 and you need to leave it, alone and just try to find a small set of plays that could work for that instance. All right. Are they a sticks team, or do they have some sort of sticks element? And do we need to be defending the sticks if that's what they're doing? All right. Again, what's their protection? Do they like to get in the empty? What are their shot plays? What are their 3rd down run plays? Do they like to run the ball on the fringe? All these things we want to be thinking about, all right, as their fingerprint. What is their favorite pass protection versus the looks that we're going to present? You want to know the personnel, what grouping they have on the field, specialty players, fast guys, tall guys. Know where these guys line up too. Are they always at the number 1? Are they going to line up at the number 2? What does it mean when they're on the ball, off the ball, condensed? Where are they located within a bunch? And what route concepts am I getting based on where they're located? All these types of details, all right? And just from a coordinator philosophy standpoint, are they game plan specific? Like, do they switch every week? Or are they just going to do what they do, right? That's something you want to have a good idea at, and then got to have it placed. 4th down plays are most important. You got to know when it's crunch time, what plays they like to do and how you're going to defend those. All right. So I'm going to just break up the down and distance based on, kind of a chart that we gave our guys to follow. I'm going to really focus on the bigger pictures here, but I'm going to cover this page. Our defensive mindset 3rd and 1 to 2 is we're trying to get off the field on 3rd down, period. But we got to have our earmuffs on because they're going to give us hard count. We're going to get a lot of run. And we're willing to do whatever it takes, all right, on 3rd and 1 to 2, to stop them from getting a yard or two. So sometimes that means cover 0 is what I'm alluding to, all right, or putting goal line defense on the field in the middle of the field. We're willing to do whatever it takes to get off the field, all right? And you got to have your big personnel ready at all times. You cannot have trouble substituting because you're going to get some tempo, all right? What to expect from an offense. See, this is important to know your mindset and then what to expect from an offense, all right? Run game, you're going to get inside zone the most, not a lot of gap schemes because people don't want to leave lanes for penetration, all right? But if you do get gap schemes, you're probably going to get power, right? Or power read. And then a lot of quarterback keep type of runs potentially. Play action pass, fullback flat, we see a lot. A lot of shifts and motions, man. They want to get you off balance. They want to fast motion you, get guys out their gaps and just get a yard. And we also saw a lot of unbalance. So these are things that our guys are ready for on 3rd and 1 and 2. And then I tried to always let them know what kind of play calls I'd be calling in this situation. So lock coverage for us was cover 0. You know, we like to play cover 4 with an invert, all right, to load the box up. You know, we like to play hot coverage. That's 3 under 3 deep for us. We want to be visual in everything that we do. And then badge coverage for us, instead of the middle field safety playing post, Badge told him he's a quarterback player, so we put him in the run game. All right. And we already talked about 3rd and 3. 3rd and 4 to 6. This is the most crucial, all right, most crucial and critical situation to get right, because this is what you're going to potentially see the most. All right. Again, our goal is to get off the field earmuffs. You don't want to go off sides and get them the first down at 3rd and 1, right? D-line, you got to get your hands up in this situation because the ball's coming out quicker. All right. We want to challenge short passes, no freebies. So we're going to be pressing. All right. We're going to be very disruptive and physical with the receivers in this area. All right. We want to leverage the running back in man-to-man. All right. So what that means is I don't want to be chasing the running back inside out if he free releases. I want to have leverage on both sides of the running back. All right. So I'm going to show you the type of plays that we call to accomplish that. And this is an area in a window where we love, our creepers and our simulated pressures, right? Showing pressure, but really bringing 4 guys, 3 guys, giving them the illusion that we're bringing pressure, but we're trying to really maximize our coverage is our goal. So what to expect from the offense? Quick passes, free release, and running backs, all right? Stacks and bunches. You have to have a plan on how you're going to defend stacks and bunches in this situation, or you're going to be giving up first downs very easy in this instance, all right? And those are going to come stationary. They're going to line up in them, and sometimes they're going to motion to some of these things, all right? Be aware of 4-down territory in the fringe as well, because you're going to get a lot of runs in this window, all right? Play calling wise, all right? I'll kind of translate the coverages that we ran, but we love to run our simulated pressure, all right? But we also like, simulated pressure to where we could guarantee, basically we're bringing 4 and guarantee we have 1 guy in the hole left in case they're running mesh and things like that. We could cloudy up, shallow crossers and things like that, all right? And then it gave us the ability to bring pressure and also leverage the running back from both sides. We like the special coverage, all right? That's just like a 1 hole, 1 high hole player with a post player, all right, man-to-man. We like slicing the corners. We like playing 2-man. We bracketed if we had to. These are some of the things that we did in that window. 3rd and 7 to 10. The biggest thing, again, is this window, you have an opportunity to really dismantle pass protection, all right? And really something that we looked at was the level of aggression that we used was based on the quarterback clock. So if the quarterback's just catching and getting rid of the ball, 2.4 seconds, we're not going to bring as much pressure as normal. But normally quarterbacks hold the ball for 2.8 or up to 3 seconds in this window. So if they do that, we're going to be very aggressive, all right? And we're going to really get after it, all right? And in this window, if you need to get 7 to 10 yards, you're going to, try to go to your best receiver. So this is really one of those windows where we love to double their best player and take him out the game and force somebody else to get that first down. Zoom motion, so cross formation motion. They're going to try to get a man or zone preview, right? So what defense are you playing, right? And does man ID motion unravel your disguise, right? do they now know what we're in? So we built our defense so that man ID motion didn't affect us at all. We were going to look like we're playing man every snap, and you're going to have to figure out what we're playing post snap. All right. You're going to see a lot of empty in this window. And again, 4-down territory, just be aware of that. In this instance, we're going to do a lot more 5-man man pressure. All right. We're going to do 5-man zone pressure. You know, we're going to do our one hole. We're gonna do our brackets, our 2-man, our 2 jam, which is basically like perform a Tampa per se. And this is a cover 0 window for us. We're not afraid to get after it in this window here because we know the ball got to come out. All right, 3rd and 11. You know, we're real unique in how we play this situation. We're real conservative, and I'll show you some things that we did and that were very advantageous for us. But we want to surround the best receiver, right? Now we're not talking about taking them away, but we want to surround the best receiver. So we're going to prefer to play zone over man, all right, in this window. We want to play the sticks from the top down and rally to anything short in front of us, all right? You know, we're not going to do a lot of blitzing in this window. We might look like we're blitzing, but we're not going to do a lot of blitzing in this window, all right? We want to play visual, all right? We want to force the ball to be thrown in front of us, and we want to knock it down before it gets to the sticks. You know, that's really, you know, who we are and what we do. We're going to maximize our zones. And if we do run man, we're going to maximize that man. So I'm talking 3-man rush, man to man, with maximum underneath coverage. But we love max zone coverage. That's really what we make our money on. What to expect from the offense? You know, really a play, again, designed for the best player because it's a tough window to convert in. All right. And then a lot of catch and runs. So we like to have depth to rally to those screens and draws. We don't want to be in a lot of pressure and give them an advantageous outing in the screen game, or just be reckless in how we bring pressure and let it draw crease on us, right? And then you might get some max protection again. So we're going to maximize our coverage and be safe. So we're going to drop 8, right? You know, do some 3 high, you know, drop 8 type of stuff. And you know, really, you know, I'm going to focus on that when I get there. I don't want to waste too much time on that. There's just a few thoughts before I get into the film. All right. So here's the deal with 3rd down. What is your presentation plan and why? We have reasons for what we do. You know, what are your reasons? All right. The biggest, you know, reason for our presentation, we like 1 high presentations on 3rd down. That's how we like to do it. All right. We wanted to give the illusion that we were bringing at least 5 people every single down. All right. That was our mentality. 5 and potentially 6. All right. Is how we set it up. And then are there outliers? So what I mean by that is in 2019, we had some outliers. We had a few calls in our 3rd down defense that weren't necessarily within the same presentation that we were using overall, but they were effective calls. But what we had to do is we had to scrap those calls, man. Even though I loved them, I mean, we scrapped a call that was over 90% efficient. I've never done that in my career, but we are committed to showing the same presentation, all right, and maximizing what we can get out of that. We don't want to guess and we don't want to play a guessing game on where the protection is going. We know where the protection is going based on our presentation, and that's how we're going to attack it. All right. So get the outliers out of there because you only have so many 3rd downs anyway. Right. So you want to maximize the calls that you have. How are you going to handle man ID motion? All right. So I mentioned that if it's 2x2, a lot of people are going to motion from 2x2 to 3x1. A lot of people are going to motion from 3x1 to 2x2. A lot of people are going to start an empty and motion the running back into the backfield to create 3x1, et cetera. Right. Is your presentation changing based on what that's looking like? And what does your defense look like when they go 2x2 to 3x1 motion? What does your defense look like when they go 3x1 to 2x2 motion? What does your defense look like when they start empty and motion the running back out, or start in a 2x2 and motion the running back to create empty? Everything must look the same if you're committed to it. So for us, it's always going to look like 1 high man. It doesn't matter what they do. If they motion from 2x2 to 3x1, we're going to travel with that motion, right? even if we're playing zone. You got me? We're going to travel with that motion, even if we're playing man. You're just going to have to guess post snap. And to me, that's what gives us the advantage, is that you can't tell if we're man or zone pre-snap, period. All right. I'm going to go to some film. Again, just flashing my info. All right. But I'm going to exit out of this PowerPoint. All right. And I'm going to get to some film here. All right. Moderator, if you could just make sure that they can see the Exos catapult.
We can still see your PowerPoint, Coach.
You can still see the PowerPoint? Man, this is, okay. Let me stop the share, and I'm going to reshare this thing and get it right. All right, so now you can see the catapult, correct?
There we go. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so give me 1 second. I just want to check something out real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of take you guys through some packages that we use and really just get right to some tape, if I can find it. All right. So here we go. For us, our up package was our bear package. All right. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. I'll talk to you about some philosophy and some things that I believe, all right, when it comes to playing third down defense. All right. Let me just move this up. All right, should be in good shape here, right? So for us, let me make this big, all right? So for us, you could just look at the top left box there, all right? So the biggest thing is just focusing on the interior here. So we got a bear setup, all right? We got 5 across on the line of scrimmage. So we're expecting 5 protection anytime, all right, that we're using this up package, all right? And in this instance, if when you're running these packages and trying to layer them and set them up for weeks to come, all right, you have to understand, I have to bring the guys on the line of scrimmage first. All right, it's simple premise. I got to bring those 5 guys on the line of scrimmage first and force the offense to honor those 5 guys. All right, that's the first thing I got to do. Because once I do that, everything else opens up. So for us, if we're going to bring those 5 guys, this is the best way for us to do it, all right? We'd love 3-man twist, all right? If we know that we're one-on-one across the board, we'd love 3-man twist. So in this picture, we know that the guard, center guard are going to have to work together, and we're very confident that our looper can win, all right? So the reality for us, all right, in this picture is we all, I'm not going to say always, but when we put it in day one, we're going to loop to the running back in this picture, all right? So that's just giving you a visual on what that looks like. And then I'll show you a few plays here so you can check it out. And then I'm going to also talk about coverage as well, all right, as we're going. So if we're bringing 5, we really like this. So right here, this is about 3rd and 10, all right? So we love bringing 5 on 3rd and 10, right? And we like playing one high man. So I'm going to kind of take you through this play from an offensive perspective. You're going to see the running back, all right? He's going to smack motion and create a loaded set, 4 strong. So in this instance, all right, what we got going on coverage-wise is one high man, that's our post player. All right, we're man across the board, all right, on these 4 players, all right? And then the linebacker is going to take the smack motion running back. We told the post safety anytime that this guy motioned out the backfield not to give any ground because we knew we were going to get a backside slant, all right? So for us, again, we want to be tight to the body, but just understand in totality what we're getting. Alignment-wise, we're in position, we're on levels, all right? And we're going to challenge routes. If the receivers got space, we love to press everybody. So I'll kind of take you through just the coverage first, all right? You see the post safety isn't giving any depth because he already knows what's coming. And we're able to knock this down way before 10 yards, all right? Coverage-wise, you can see we're challenging routes. We're not going to allow anything at the sticks, all right? So what I'm going to do is go to this view here, all right? So again, all right, we expect him on him, center on him, him on him, and him on him. That's our one-on-one that we're matching up. So we're trying to win on the interior here with a three-man twist, and we're looping away from the running back this game. Kind of show you what that looks like. So if you can make those three guys work together, to me, that's very advantageous. We know that that ball is going to have to come out quickly. And those three-man twists, we know we're going to hit home more times than not. All right, let me get out and skip around a little bit for you. All right, here's another time that we use this. All right, so this is just practice film again. So they're starting an empty and they're motioning the running back to the backfield. So we're still going to look like one high man to start. Again, that's our disguise. And then again, we want to challenge routes across the board. All right. So again, just showing you how this three-man twist is going to work on the interior. Again, you know, those three-man twists, man, they're hard to pass off. Two-man twists are a lot easier to pass off. So just trying to give you a picture on what we're doing there. All right. So now we're going to move, all right, into our creepers now. So we just set that up, right? We just set that up. Let me get to a picture here so you can see it. All right. Here we go. All right. So here's a picture now. So we've already brought 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, right? So this is when we get in our simulated pressures, right? Our goal in these simulated pressures, all right, is to present as we're bringing 5, knowing that we're bringing 4, and we're trying to eat that running back up in protection. Because to me, right, if we could eat that guy up in protection, we can get that outlaw and that bandit, those outside backers, to short drop, right? And they can provide body presence for us in coverage, all right? And when we ask those guys to provide body presence for us in coverage, if the quarterback scrambles in either direction, the linebacker to his side, his job is to recontain, all right? So he can put body presence early, and then he has to recontain the quarterback, but we're guaranteed to have one guy left in the hole, all right? And protection-wise, we know that those tackles have to set for the bandit and the outlaw. So in our picture, if we can get them, force them to do that, which we already did because we brought the 2 guys off the edge, we know we're going to get a run through and a matchup with that Mike on the running back. And if they free release the running back, we're going to get a free run through from that Mike. All right. So that's our mentality, you know, when we're making these types of calls. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to a couple clips for you. All right. So again, right here, we got about 3rd and 6. We love this call at about, you know, 3rd and 4 to 6 window, because we love to have a guy underneath in the hole guaranteed. And like I told you, you're going to start getting these stacks and things like that. So you want to cloud these things up, make sure you're tooled up, all right, and understand what tools you're going to be using to have success here, all right? But as you see, coverage-wise, all right, you know, we're in decent shape, having to fight through up top. You know, these aren't always clean. They're doing a reverse release up top. That was a tough one for us. But you can see we're pretty tight to these routes, all right? And then what I want to show you is what it looks like from the end zone, all right? So again, we know we're going to get ball protection here, all right? So we're going to get a run through and a matchup that we like. A smaller running back versus our linebacker who went to the NFL, right? So we're going to take that guy every time. And you can see we moved the quarterback off the spot, which is really our goal. But this is a very athletic quarterback, so he still is able to scramble, right? But we're right there as a short dropper to recontain him, all right? So that's the beauty, you know, of these type of coverages, is that you're able to recontain the quarterback, all right? I'm going to show you a few more. Let's see. Go to number 10 here. Here's a picture here where they're going to try to free release this guy now, all right? So at the end of the day, again, I'm going to stick with, you know, you understand the coverage perspective, but if you look at the interior, if that running back doesn't stand in protection to block that linebacker, they're going to end up wasting the tackle, because the tackle's setting for an outside backer that we have peeling on the running back. And in that instance, we're gaining a free player in the hole and a free run through. There's not enough time to throw the football. All right. So, again, just making sure our coverages are matching up, to what we're doing. Try to get you a few more looks this here. All right, like 13. All right, show you this picture here. So here's just another picture of a free run through, all right? Then I'm gonna move on to the next play. We know we're getting ball protection. If they free release the running back, we have leverage on the running back, all right? A free hole player for that shallow crosser they got. And we got a guy running right at the quarterback. So again, you can see why these types of things are very effective, all right? I'm gonna skip that call. All right, I'm gonna go to another call here, all right? So again, we're building off the same look. We're giving the same look. So now I'm gonna move to a zone call, all right? That we love to use. So here we go. Let me make this big. So here's a zone call that we like to use, all right? So in our choice coverage, all right, in our choice coverage, 2x2, we like to play read, basically read cover 4 with 2, hot hole players is what we call them. They just play visual off the quarterback, all right, and really play lateral, all right, and account for being 3 people. So like there's no one hole player, right? So just think like there was 2 hook players and that's it. There's no hole player. If the quarterback looks in a direction, one guy's a hook player, the opposite guy moves to the hole and becomes a hole player, and we'll avoid the backside hole in the 2x2 set in this coverage, all right? Any 3x1, all right, what we do in this coverage is we go to hot, which is 3 under 3 deep. So it's just a choice coverage. 2x2, we want to go basically 2 deep, 4 under, all right? And 3x1, we go 3 under 3 deep, all right? But in this picture, if you just look at the setup, all right, don't worry about the blitz and nickel. Let's look at the interior. We said they're going to go bar protection and go 5 for 5, all right? So what we're trying to do here is a 3-man twist on the edge. We're trying to get the tackle down with that outlet. We're trying to get the nickel a free run off the edge, all right? Because if that tackle sets for that nickel at all, we know that somebody's going to come loose on the interior, all right? And we're going to waste the backside tackle and drop that back rep, all right? So that's really, the setup that we love to use, all right? So I'll kind of get out of here and show you a few pictures of this call, very successful call for us, all right? So I'll show you the disguise that we're using, all right? So right now, all right, we're in a 1 high, right? Look like man coverage. We got our post player, again, man demeanor. All right, we got a linebacker mugged up in the gap, really to take the eyes of the running back in this picture. I'll let you see it from this view. All right. We're moving out the zone on the run. The tackle tries to set, all right, for the blitzer. So I'll show you this from another perspective, but we were able to hit home. Again, this is about 3rd and 7, all right? So what's the context? We love this on 3rd and about 7 to 10 because we know the ball got to come out, all right? So I'll show you it from this perspective, all right? Again, man, 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 and then we're saying that the running back has this back, all right? That's our premise in running this call. So when this right, the tackle to our right sets for the blitzer, we know we've won. Because now, here's really the deal, all right? Here's really where you win. This is where you win. If this is your one-on-one, all right, if you're this player, that's my one-on-one because we have this outside backer who we've already brought, all right, that's gonna force this tackle to set wide. So we wanna set the edge from the inside of that tackle. If we're able to do that, we know we have now forced this player to work this way, which now splits their protection in a way that they cannot win based on what we're doing, all right? So if you think about it, the running back's eyes is on number 43 as we're bringing this edge player, and then he figures it out late, but it's too late. The tackle's already set wide. We got 2 guys setting for the wrong person, which in turn gets us 3 free guys twisting on the inside. So you kind of just see, I'll play it one more time, how that thing plays out. All right. Let's see if I could find you another one of those right after this. I'll show you another one of these real quick, then I'll move on to another call. Again, I'm gonna just try to maximize this presentation, man, and just get this freaking information out here since I can't use it anymore. All right, or at least I can't right now. So right now, we bumped the blitz, so we're bringing this this free safety. We're showing 3-over-3 man-to-man. All right, over the top, we got one high look here. All right, what we're trying to do again is show man pre-snap. So the quarterback has to make a decision post-snap. And then we get a free runner off the edge. Quarterback has to throw the ball before he wants to. Again, the window is about 3rd and 9. So if he even gets rid of the ball, you know, we have guys, you know, bodies on bodies, you know, in every zone that they could potentially try to throw to. We have leverage on both crossers. All right, we're top and bottom on that middle route over the ball. You know, there's not a lot of places to go. The out route ran up top. There's not enough time for that to develop. All right, so these are all the thoughts that, you know, you want to have, all right, when you're doing these things, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move to a different package, all right, in a different presentation. In that package, we had 2 outside backers up on the edge, and we had the defensive ends as 3 techniques. So that was our up package. We're going to move to our down package now. All right, our down package, we bump our defensive ends out to 9 techniques, and we walk our backers up to 3 techniques. So that's going to be the look there. So in this instance, I'm going to show you how, you know, a picture of how we run our 2-man. All right, because I want you to see how it looks, because it's going to marry up to some other coverages. All right, so when we run 2-man, if it's a more like a running type of quarterback, we don't like to bring more than 3 people, all right? Because we know that we can leverage the running back. If the running back free releases, we want to have 1 guy left in the hole to be able to chase the quarterback down if he scrambles. If the quarterback can't scramble, then we'll bring 4 people, all right? But we still want to cut the front up, all right? So I told you earlier, everything we do is from a 1 high show, right, on 3rd down. So in this picture, we're playing with 6 DBs, all right? So those are the M and the O are 2 linebackers, all right? And what we're trying to do is we're rotating our weak safety up to make him look like he's man on the running back. That's the main part of the disguise, all right? And then we'll burst out the 2 high coverages in different ways. So kind of illustrate, you know, show you guys what that looks like. Let's skip to a few clips here. All right, because again, I do not like, you know, quarterbacks knowing what we're in pre-snap and being able to make a decision pre-snap. I want them to make a decision post-snap. All right, so here's a picture. Our weak safety is down here. We're showing a post-safety disguise. He's going to work to this half. He has the weak half. All right, but we're running 2-man here in this picture. Again, the goal, and then we're traveling underneath with motion. So you don't know if we're in man or zone. So I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so you can see how long he held his disguise a little longer than I'd like. All right, but again, you can see we're real tight to routes. The quarterback doesn't have the coverage that he's expecting. And again, we forced them to get rid of the ball just a little bit faster than they want to. So setup wise, we know that these 2 guys have the running back, all right? And our biggest goal is to make sure that we're able to leverage that running back, but we also want to affect the guards as we're doing that, all right? So that's kind of what we're doing in this picture. That's a nice inside move. We're giving a 2-way go to our DN, so we're just trying to put false pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, check this. Luce is texting me. Oh. All right, Luce. All right, let me show you just a few more 2-month pictures. All right, I'm just trying to make a point to you. So here's another 1 high disguise look pre-snap. All right, we got our weak safety showing like he's man on the running back before he gets out to his half. And this post safety is going to work here. So again, we wanted to give the we want to make the quarterback think we're in 1 high man in these pictures. But we're really in two mugs. So you can see this quarterback had a plan pre-snap. We took it away and bought our pass rush time to get there. All right. So again, if you can disguise your coverages well, if you can create, great presentations, these are the things that you can get done. And then we're leveraging the running back. I mean, that's a great picture there. All right. And then, we're allowing one-on-ones on the outside with our alignments of our two backers to have the running back. That's our goal there. All right. That's our goal. So last to my picture, and then I'll move on to the next call. All right. Let's see what this one holds. All right. So anytime you start to run two man and have these man disguises, people are going to have plans on how to pick and rub you. So in this game, we were going to give the appearance that we were going to double press this. But if number one was off the ball, we knew we wanted to get off and play over top of this. So that's what you're going to see. We saw them move closer so you can see the two guys talking. We already know what's about to happen. The number one corner, he backs up and he works over the top. So this is that Patriots, yes, the play that the Patriots had, right? When I think it was the big corner jammed the point and allow him to get over the top. This is essentially what we're trying to work on here. And we're able to, again, get off the field. It's about 3rd and about 5 here. And that corner, that I have here, he's a hell of a player, great awareness. He's a guy that got drafted last year and started for the Bills. I'm going to move, all right, to now show you what the zone version looks like, all right? I want to show you what the zone version looks like. So again, it's going to look the same pre-snap, all right? But we're going to zone it post-snap. So right now, they're an empty. We got a one-high disguise. We look like we're man across the board, right? Post-snap, you can see us break into a two-high coverage, all right? So basically, it's like almost a Tampa 2. He thinks we're in man. We're really in zone, all right? So he's not on the same page with his receivers. He's not expecting his receivers to get rerouted. And then our pressure's getting there as well. So this is about 3rd and 10 that we're using this calling. So again, if those disguises, it's really, what made things work for us. Nobody ever knew what we were in. And we switched, our pressures and things every week. Here's another picture, right? So, yep. So right here, again, we're looking like man across the board. Ball snap, we're bursting into the two-high coverage, hard corner, and now we're in great shape. All right. Let me get out of here. All right. One thing that I want to show you out of this down package before I move to our even package, I should have. Let me go back to that call real quick. One thing I want to show you guys is 3rd and long defense. So 3rd and extra long, 3rd and 11 plus defense. All right. We put loose tags on our calls. And what that told the guys to do is to play off coverage and play soft. And what we wanted to do, like, man, this is about 3rd and let's say it's 3rd and 14 or 15. All right, we're going to play soft coverage. We're going to play zone. We're going to keep everything in front of us, and we're going to rally forward in everything that we do. All right. So we told the underneath defenders, all right, we want you guys to get 4 yards under the sticks, and we want the top defenders, all right, 4 yards above the sticks. That was our rule, all right, of how we played it. But we didn't want to, bring pressure, allow them to throw screens, crossers, catch and runs, draw plays, all that bullshit. You know what I mean? What we wanted to do was play off and say, hey, throw the ball short, and we're going to rally up to you and make the tackle before the first down. If it's 3rd and 14, I don't care if you get 12 yards. We're off the field. That's the mentality that we played with. So people didn't even try us vertically, all right? Just show you a couple pictures here of loose coverage. And we're bringing basically 4 people in this loose coverage here. Here's a picture of the run game, how you can knock the run game down. You got plenty of time with speed to knock the run game down if you're playing loose coverage. All right. So what I'm going to do is show you show you an instance where we played the most loose coverage, and the one that was most effective for us was our drop 8. Oops, let me get to 12. All right, here's a drop 8 coverage for us. All right. Again, we're going to be loose. We're going to be off. We're going to keep everything in front. So in our mind, again, all right, we could rally to everything that's in front of us. All right. So that's 12. That's the wrong play. I meant to show you this play here. All right. So here's a loose call, 3rd and 13 here. We're 4 yards beyond the sticks. We're 2 yards under the sticks with our underneath defenders. All right. So we're going to pack the deep zones. There's nowhere to throw deep. You're going to have to throw the ball short, and then the quarterback tries to run here, and we're able to get him on the ground. All right. Let's see. Let me show you a few more of these. You know, this was one of the biggest revelations I had in the off season before 21, is that we needed to play better and more loose coverage. Right here, we're loose. 3rd and extra long. We're going to force them to throw everything in front, and we're going to rally to it. All right. You can see we're able to come downhill with violence and vision. All right. We're able to come downhill with violence and vision. All right. Here's another picture that looked very similar to the last one. All right. This is 3rd and 14. You can't even see us. We're so far off. But the corner, you can see he's patient. Everything in front. Boom. Rally. Tackle. All right. And here's really the beautiful picture. If they want to run the ball, we knew how fast our defense was and how we're able to rally. I mean, this is about 3rd and 15, and they try to run the ball. Watch how fast our defense swarms. I mean, our defense is fast, right? Everybody to the ball. So we all understand what we're trying to accomplish here. We know they can't throw the ball deep. They're going to have to throw it short, run a draw or a screen, and we're going to rally to it. All right, so when we say we're gonna rally, we mean it. All right, kind of show you the speed. I mean, that it looks like. All right, so we're not worried about the run game. If they can run freaking 12, 13 yards on 3rd and 14, that's fine as well. All right, last package I'm gonna show you before we get out is the even package. All right, if I can get to it. All right, so in the even package, which one am I going to show you first? Let's go even Bengals. All right. 2 jam. And we have a whole way that we label our calls and stuff like that. I can kind of get that to you guys, you know, if you reach out to me. All right. But Bengal, all right, even for us was 2 3s, 2 9s. All right. And if we made an end tag, if we call it even, the Bandit and the Maverick were playing off at 30s on the 2nd level. If we call it even in, then they were playing mugs in the A game. All right. But in this call, all right, again, we're showing 1 high man and we're bursting in a 2 high coverage. All right. So should show you one of these, and then I'll get you out of this one. All right. We'll play number 6. All right. So here's just a quick picture of what Bengal looks like. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. 1 high man, and we're going to burst into 2 high call. All right. And then again, we like this on 3rd and long. If they want to run, then we're going to rally to it. That's how we play ball. All right. So now I've shown you. All right, we've set that up. We've had a call with 2 3s, 2 9s. So we know that the guard and the tackles have to set wide. That's the premise of this package. All right. Because then we start to run our creepers now. So this is similar to the one that we ran with up. All right. Let me get to the right page. This is similar to the one that we ran with up, right? The tackles have to count for the outlaw and the end. So we're counting on those 2 guys setting. Let me get back. All right. We're counting on those 2 guys setting. So we're counting on the anchor and the nose guard to penetrate through the B gaps. If we can get that done, the Maverick or the Maverick or the Bandit should end up free in this call. That's our premise. And then remember, if we can eat the backup and protection, we're going to gain the outlaw and the end with short drops at about 5 yards, all right, that they can provide body presence for us in coverage. And then if the quarterback scrambles, we want to recontain, all right? Just, again, remember that premise. All right. So I'm going to get to the clips of this call. All right. Ooh, I'm going overtime. I love it. All right. Probably try to go about 10 more minutes. All right. So right here, right, we're showing man. All right. We're showing man. So that's essentially what we want to show. All right. This week, this is just a unique deal. We did bring this outside backer as well this week because we knew what they were going to do. All right. But from a coverage standpoint, we really like this, 3rd and 4 to 6 or 3rd and 7 to 10. This is about 3rd and 8 here. All right. But we knew we can get false pressure and get, again, body presence underneath. We're challenging routes. All right. We're getting the body on everything that we're doing. But if you watch it from this perspective, again, explaining, hey, we got 2 3s getting vertical. The tackles have to set for the 2 9s, all right? So if we're bringing 2 people in the gap, all right, the center has to go to one and running back has to pick up the other. And that's really our goal because we know that we can win on the running back, all right? And he has to stay in. I mean, it's really a double win. All right. So again, we were able to force the quarterback to throw the ball a little bit earlier than he wanted to. That's really our goal. So you really want to time these blitzes up real well, man. And that's another nuance that you got to teach the players is how to read the cadence and how to time up your blitzes. All right. If you need information on that, just holler at me. I'll get you that information as well. Let me switch to another call here. I'm sorry, not another call. Same call, different play here. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, they're going to motion here. This is 1st and 2nd down, 2nd and long, if I recall. All right. So what we got here is we are making a 3rd downish type of call. We're rock and rolling our coverage, keeping leverage on things. They don't know that the outside backers have the running back in this picture. All right. So you can see again the advantage, all right, of doing that. You're able to leverage the running back. You do not want to get out leveraged by a running back. Kind of show you what it looks like from this perspective. So we're all tied in together. And then the biggest thing that you got to coach if you're doing this is that if this guy who's supposed to penetrate through the B gap feels this tackle block down on him, then he has to recontain the play. So again, one more time, and this is just beautiful football, man. We're very situationally aware. Got one more of this one to show you. 11. All right, so here's the screen. All right, this play is great versus screens as well, right? Because again, you're bringing these guys, but the tackles are accounting for these 2 being way up the field, right? But we're actually dropping these guys out, and they're able to help you a lot on these screen plays because they actually have the running back. So you can really see how these things play out of how these simulated pressures could be great against screens as well. All right. Even Cousins. All right. So I'm going to go to a little exotic, of a creeper that we use versus JMU. I'll just go to the end zone view because I got to get rolling. All right. On this, I'll show you what it looks like for us. All right. Let me go to make it big. All right. So again, we've established that the tackles are going to set for the outlaw on the end. So if we want to bring overload on the interior, we like to bring our weak safety, whether it's 2x2 or 3x1. And then the coverage wise, it's choice coverage, which I explained earlier. Choice coverage for us, 2x2, we're running 2 deep, 4 under. 3x1, we're running 3 under, 3 deep. So you kind of see, how this bad boy looks. We like to save this one for a big game or a team that we really need, a pressure to really fuck with the quarterback and things of that nature. But I'll show you a few pops of this play as well. All right. Just really want to get right to the end zone view. Just ain't got a lot of time. All right. So again, we've already brought these 4 guys. All right. So in our mind, we knew the protection was going to split in some form or fashion. He just had to choose which way he wanted to go. All right. In this picture, he's setting to his left, so we've wasted him. Biggest thing when you're coaching this pressure is telling the backer to go ahead and go outside of the running back's block to create a better lane for this guy. We actually ended up tripping him here, all right, and being undisciplined. So we got to be unselfish and open up these lanes for these players, all right? And you can see how much the pressure affected, the throw, all right? What else we got? 7. Let's see if I can get to it. All right. So right here, all right. If I'm not mistaken, I think they start empty. Let's see if I. All right. They start in empty. All right. We still, again, want to make it look like one high man. But then that weak safety, he's blitzing. He pulled his trigger a little bit early here. All right. But you can see that pressure at the quarterback's feet forces him to throw the ball fast. It's about 3rd and 10. We like this in the 3rd and long window. Show you what it looks like. Coverage standpoint again, man, we're covering these routes pretty well. And we're able to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. So right here from this perspective, again, we know that both tackles got a set. And that's what's going to give us our advantage. All right, because we know that we could win on the running back. If we're running this call, we feel like we could win on the running back. I got to play 12 on here, so let's check this one out. This is how it looks versus 2x2. Just wanted to let you see the safeties disguised in this picture. All right, and then 2x2, we're playing choice coverage, so it looks like one high man. All right, and we're playing choice coverage there. All right. All right, switch call. Even Cousins. Well, I'm 25 minutes over here. I was gonna show a few more calls, but it's pretty much what I'm gonna try to end this thing on. Again, I appreciate you guys, coming through. If you guys got any questions, man, feel free to ask. If not, that's all I got for this presentation. All right.
Coach, we appreciate you. Thank you again for presenting, and thank you again on behalf of the Lewis family and Lawrence First and Goal. It doesn't look like we have any questions, so you're all good to go. We appreciate you.
I got you. Thanks a lot for having me, man. I had a blast, and it's always good talking ball. Again, I'll just share my screen one. Well, matter of fact, if you need me, I'll just blurt out what my email is. It's the letter O, last name Adams20@yahoo.com. And then my cell phone number is 571-723-9582. All right. That's all I got. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you.